the center console.
There ain't no way, man.
Drugs were there. I did not put the narcotics there.
I think I did get inside the car for like a quick minute.
But any reason why your would be out?
No.
Defendant is guilty of the crime of forcible oral sodomy and guilty of the crime of in the first degree and guilty.
A courtroom can change someone's entire life in a single moment. When a judge utters the words life in prison, reality hits hard and not everyone can handle it. Some convicts collapse in despair, others explode in rage, and a few leave the courtroom in total shock. These are the moments where justice is served, and human emotions boil over. Let's begin with a case where the officer captures everything from a front row view. Meet Derek Chauvin, the ex-Minneapolis cop charged with second-degree murder. At his side, his partner Tu Thao, accused of aiding and abetting. These weren't just bad cops. They became the faces of the most notorious case of police brutality in modern U.S. history. A crime so shocking it shook the entire nation and sparked global outrage. He chose not to help but to block others from saving Floyd. The crowd could do nothing but watch as Floyd was choked to death in the street, and Thao's complete lack of remorse made the scene even more chilling. In court, both Thao and Chauvin continued to display a striking absence of remorse, maintaining the same detached demeanor that had characterized their actions throughout the case.
Malice or anything like that, or try to hurt anyone. That was never my intent. I did the best I thought I could. Obviously, the outcome didn't come out the way I wanted it. Hold on to the truth that I did not commit these crimes. My conscience is clear.
I do want to give my condolences to the Floyd family. There's going to be some other information in the future that would be of interest, and I hope things will give you some peace of mind.
This is the moment Chauvin hears the jury's verdict. This is Floyd's family's reaction to the verdict. This is the moment Chauvin finally learned his fate.
1. The court commits you to the custody of the Commissioner of Corrections for a period of 270 months. That's 270. That is a 10-year addition to the presumptive.
Chauvin was sentenced to 22.5 years in prison. As for Thao, the judge made it clear he was disgusted by his complete lack of remorse. This is the moment Thao learned his sentence. Thao prevented Floyd from getting life-saving help in the middle of an emergency.
He told me to turn around, down on the floor. He made me take off all my clothes, and I was just at my school.
Grant Hardin. But what happens when the so-called big bad criminal isn't just anyone, it's the chief of police himself? Take the case of Grant Hardin, charged with murder and assault in Gateway, Arkansas. In early 2017, 59-year-old James Appleton was discovered shot inside his pickup truck on the side of the road. What Hardin didn't realize was that a single witness had seen everything.
Physically see him inside the car?
Yes.
Who was it?
His name is Grant Hardin.
Grant Matthew Hardin, the town's own police chief, was arrested and charged with the crime. The community was stunned, but the real shock came when his DNA was entered into the criminal database. It matched evidence from a cold case dating all the way back to 1997. Elementary school teacher Amy Harrison recalled being in the teacher's lounge on a Sunday morning while a church service took place in the cafeteria. For years, she believed justice would never come, but 2 decades later, the case was finally solved. In court, Hardin was charged with both crimes. To the victims' families, he said, "I don't know how to say it, but I do want to say I'm sorry." He gave no motive, only admitting, "I hate my own life and I hope you'll be okay. I hope one day you can forgive me. I am so sorry." In the end, Hardin was sentenced to 50 years in prison, proof that he couldn't outrun justice forever. Giovanni Crespo, but how does that compare to a trigger-happy cop, amped up on adrenaline and pulling the trigger without thinking? This is Giovanni Crespo, charged with aggravated manslaughter and official misconduct in Newark, New Jersey. On January 28, 2019, 46-year-old Gregory Griffin and his friend were pulled over for speeding. But instead of complying, Griffin made a very different move. As Griffin rolled the window down again, she spotted what he'd been hiding beneath his thigh, and it made her blood run cold. When backup arrived, Officer Sanchez tried to open the door, but Griffin had other plans.
Be advised, the vehicle took off. 2017, Chrysler 300, color black, Zulu 21, hotel.
What began as a routine traffic stop quickly escalated into a high-speed chase through the streets of Newark, with 5 police cars soon in pursuit of Griffin. This is Officer Giovanni Crespo, and he's about to make a decision that will destroy his career. Crespo opened fire into the car, killing Griffin instantly and wounding his passenger.
Put the guns down! Don't flag us! Don't flag us! Get the
It was only then that the other officers realized what had happened.
Stop! Get him!
Soon after, more deputies and even the police captain arrived to investigate.
The car's going down Pennsylvania. It was going way too fast, so I
you pulled it over as a 521?
pulled it over as a traffic stop.
Okay.
Just as a traffic stop, just because he was going too fast.
Okay.
I got out, told him to turn off the car.
Okay.
He keeps telling me why do I need to turn off the car? So I'm like, turn off the car, turn off the car. Finally acts like he turns off the car, rolls up his window on me. So I start knocking on the window. He rolls the window down again. I see him fumbling with to change the gears, so I thought he's gonna drive off. And when I see him fumbling with the gears, the gun's tucked under his leg. So I see the handle. So I go over 646. I got a man with a gun. When the six shots fired, it was up.
599. You're 599. You're chasing. Did you shoot?
No, I didn't shoot. Who shot?
Who shot?
Crespo shot. Crespo shot.
The other officers were stunned when they realized what Crespo had done.
They shot, Crespo shot, and they're gone. Who's there?
Sit him down.
Sit down. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
You got water? No, he's the...
Crespo's body cam footage was presented to a judge, who charged him with aggravated manslaughter and official misconduct. In court, Crespo refused to acknowledge his reckless actions.
Did you recklessly shoot at these two people? Look at the jury.
No.
What did you do?
I stopped the threat.
But the prosecution wasn't buying it, and neither was the jury. The judge sentenced Crespo to 27 years in prison, with the possibility of parole after 22. His reckless overreaction cost one man his life and another his freedom. Michael Amiot. But how does that compare to an officer who attacks an innocent citizen in the middle of a busy road? Take the case of Michael Amiot, charged with misdemeanor assault in Euclid, Ohio. On August 12, 2017, Amiot and his partner Shane Rivera conducted what began as a routine traffic stop. When they learned that the driver, Rich Hubbard, was behind the wheel without a license, things quickly took a violent turn. Amiot attempted to handcuff Hubbard, but he resisted. That sound was Hubbard being tased, but it didn't end there. The struggle quickly drew the attention of bystanders, who began recording.
What are you doing? What the fuck is doing, Mommy? Mommy, what the fuck is doing? Oh my God.
Hubbard was left with serious head and neck injuries, but in court, Amiot claimed his use of force was justified.
Down to the ground, well, he was wrestling with us, and he does throw a punch at me.
But Hubbard denied ever striking Amiot.
I couldn't punch him. I know not to punch a police officer. I couldn't touch him. I couldn't grab him. As you can see, my hands was always like this.
Crucially, Amiot admitted to striking Hubbard even while he was complying. In response, Hubbard made a request to the jury.
I'm ready to get it over it actually, but just coming back in here just like bring up everything, you know, and just to see him over there, you know, see all that, just coming back in this court, just like it just brings up everything, like we live in the moment. So, you know, I hope he gets the maximum sentences today, Your Honor.
This was the moment Amiot heard the jury's verdict.
We, the jury, being duly impaneled and sworn, do hereby find the defendant Michael Amiot guilty of assault, a misdemeanor of the first degree.
And this is how he reacted to his final sentence.
Police need to be able to control folk, no doubt about that. There must be control. But there's a limit to how that's done. The court at this time will impose a sentence of 90 days, require you to pay a fine of $1,000.
Amiot was sentenced to 90 days in jail, but just moments later, the judge overturned it.
Suspend the sentence of 90 days, place you on non-reporting community control for a period of 1 year.
In the end, Amiot avoided jail time and was allowed to keep his job provided he remained under strict professional supervision for a year. Fortunately, his victim survived and walked away with his life. John Romer, But what happens when a police officer crosses the line not with his actions but with his words lying on the witness stand to protect himself?
Hit me in my face.
Yeah.
And then you repeatedly hit me in my.
You check my pockets? Hey, sit down, just sit down, bro.
Take the case of Officer John Romer, charged with aggravated assault and perjury in Fort Worth, Texas. In November 2016, police responded to a call about a suspected trespasser at a local hospital.
It's fine, I'm just trying to figure out what's he doing.
There's 1,000 other people walking in this thing, man. Come on, dog. You can't tell me there's a lot of 1,000 other people not walking. You came up to me, dog? Are you serious? You're not doing your job. You acting like a substitute teacher right now.
Henry New explained that he was waiting for his mom and dad to pick him up after a hospital visit.
Okay, so are someone picking him up at the hospital?
No, they're picking me up from here.
This is the hospital.
Place to go.
I know, that's what I'm trying to say. They're picking you up from the hospital.
That was the whole point. We didn't even have to go through this.
Say again?
You heard me talking.
New was visibly frustrated by the police questioning.
All that took for me to say is, yes, my mother knows what hospital it is, and now you want to say, no, I want you to tell me what hospital it is.
Enter Officer John Romer, who was clearly looking for a confrontation.
Hey, tell my father you touched me, dog. Bro,
Out of nowhere, Romer swung a punch straight to New's jaw, and that was just the beginning.
Hey, just get down.
Give me your fucking hands. Give me your hands. Keep your hands.
Hey, just give him a hand. Give him a hand.
The officers handcuffed New without informing him that he was under arrest, violating protocol.
Oh, yeah, I'm suing against you. What's your name?
It was only then that the officers informed him he was under arrest.
I did not resist from you. You pushed me in my face.
But if you think the worst of the violence is behind him, think again.
Because I didn't know what the hell. A cop just really hit me in my face.
Yeah.
And then he repeatedly hit me in my...
You check my pockets?
Hey, sit down, just sit down, bro. Sit down.
Get down.
Even Romer's fellow officers couldn't ignore what happened. They took him away to be processed, but New remained furious over how he was treated.
Oh, for that, and did I ever once put my hands on you? No, and everybody was standing there. We're gonna get it. Everybody was standing there. I never put my hands on one of them.
New was taken to jail on charges of suspected criminal trespass and resisting arrest, but those charges were dismissed within months. Officer John Rower, however, wasn't so fortunate.
That he had let a man know that he was under arrest before he punched him in the face and took him.
In court, Rower insisted he did nothing wrong, testifying that he had informed New he was under arrest before throwing the punch. But does the recording support his claim? Listen closely.
Get off. Here you go.
Get off the phone. Let's go.
Here you go.
Come on. Let's go.
What do you mean?
I was just trying to be nice to you. Thank you.
Hey, tell my father you touched me, dog. Bro,
the recording revealed that he had lied on the stand. In addition to assault, Rower was charged with aggravated perjury, and this is the moment he learned his fate.
Hereby sentenced to 5 years confinement in the Institutional Division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice.
Rower was stripped of his badge and sentenced to 5 years in prison for the assault. Aaron Dean. But what happens when a police officer fires a shot through someone's bedroom window?
hands up.
Take the case of Aaron Dean, who was charged with manslaughter in Fort Worth, Texas. On October 12, 2019, a neighbor of 29-year-old Tatiana Jefferson called for a wellness check.
Allen Avenue, what's going on there?
Well, the front doors have been open since 10 o'clock. I haven't seen anybody moving around. It's not normal for them to have both of the doors open.
Jefferson was at home with her 8-year-old nephew and had left the door open to let smoke escape after burning hamburgers. But when police arrived, they mistakenly assumed a robbery was taking place. Seeing the mess in the empty living room, the officers snuck around to the back gate. They entered and cautiously crept up to Jefferson's bedroom window. The moment he shined a light through the bedroom window, Officer Aaron Dean claimed he saw a gun. A bullet struck 29-year-old Tatiana Jefferson, killing her instantly. In court, Dean described what happened next.
When my vision cleared, then I observed the person that we now know as Miss Jefferson. I heard her scream and saw her fall like this. And I knew that I'd shot that person.
Still believing it was a burglary, Dean rushed through the house.
Furniture, it looked trash. It looked like somebody had just gone through everything.
This is the moment he realized the gravity of his mistake.
I see a kid. And of course, we know it's Zion. And I'm thinking, who brings a kid to a burglary? What is going on?
Next to take the stand was Jefferson's now 11-year-old nephew.
We were just playing games, then we just heard the alarm going off, then we opened it, a whole bunch of smoke came out of the oven.
And were you cooking these in the kitchen?
Yes, sir.
So what'd you do after all the smoke came from burning the hamburger?
We opened up the screen door and let the smoke go out, and we was just pen and paper and going like that so the alarms could stop. And when it was done, we went back playing our video games.
After she told you she heard a noise, what did she do?
She went to get her weapon out of her purse. I seen her fell on the ground.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking, is it a dream?
How did you think she was hurt?
Because she was crying and just shaking.
The prosecution accused Dean of having a shoot first, ask questions later mentality.
Look at the audio. Half a second from the first command to where, and it's put up your hand, show me, bam. Half a second. No one can comply with that. No one. She never had a chance.
Surprisingly, Dean appeared to agree with their assessment.
Where unknown assailants could be hiding that could be armed. Is that what you're telling this jury?
Yes.
That's your sworn Is that good police work?
No.
This is the moment Dean learned the verdict of his case.
We, the jury, having found the defendant Aaron York Dean guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of the offense of manslaughter, assess his punishment at confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for 11 years, 10 months, 12 days.
Meanwhile, the neighbors who had originally called the wellness check couldn't shake their feelings of guilt.
People say, well, James, it's not your fault. You're not your fault.
No one expected a simple wellness check to end in such a tragedy. Zachary Wester. But what happens when a cop abuses their power, sending dozens of innocent people to jail just for laughs?
Man. Go ahead and put your hands up.
Take the case of Zachary Wester, facing 67 criminal charges in Jackson County, Florida, including racketeering, false imprisonment, and official misconduct. According to police reports, Wester allegedly spent a year planting drugs on multiple innocent motorists. Suspiciously, his body camera was never on while he allegedly planted the drugs. It only activated after he supposedly discovered them.
You are detained, okay? All right. When I was searching the vehicle on the side that you were seated in like a brown tie-up bag, that white little Excedrin bottle, okay? Bottom corner, with the way it was positioned, I opened it up, there is a crystallized substance in the bottom of it. It did return a presumptive positive for me here on the side of the road. So my question is...
I don't do anything. Okay. I don't mess with that stuff.
Wester made over 100 arrests before the police department finally caught on. Wester was suspended from his position and brought to court to face charges. In court, he denied all allegations against him.
Anything in this report?
Nothing. No, sir.
So this report accurately depicts what took place with the stop back on August 30th of 2017.
Yes, that is correct.
The prosecution, however, wasn't convinced.
Does the defendant have palmed in his hand, which is clasped like this, not like this, not like this, like this, a plastic baggie? Why in the world does he have that there? I would submit that this is objective evidence where you see him planting drugs in the moment. You see something in his hand that has no reason, no logical reason, given this stop and what we know about it.
They questioned him about his suspicious body camera footage.
And we see that it stops as you're getting back out of your car. Did you turn that off?
I did not.
Do you know why it stopped there?
I have no idea.
But Wester wasn't ready for the smoking gun. Investigators discovered 42 items of drug paraphernalia in his car, including multiple baggies of meth and marijuana. Wester insisted he was innocent. But would the jury believe him? This is the moment he found out. The jury found him guilty on 17 of the 67 charges. Next, it was time for Wester to learn his fate.
A total of 12 years, 6 months, and 8 days.
Wester did everything he could to hide his drug planting from his body camera. But in the end, justice caught up with him. Wayne Cozen's. But what happens when a cop's crimes are so shocking, they belong in a horror movie?
a group, a gang, whatever. They told me, right, I need to go and pick up girls and give them to them.
Take the chilling case of Wayne Cousins, charged with kidnapping and murder in Kent, England. On March 3, 2021, Sarah Everard was walking home from a friend's house in South London when she vanished. 1 week later, her body was discovered in a pond in the woods. Using eyewitness accounts and dashcam footage, police traced her last steps, and the person she was seen talking to shocked everyone. Wayne Cousins, a police officer. Cousins had meticulously planned the attack for months, even renting a white car in preparation. After a 12-hour shift at the U.S. Embassy, he followed Everard walking alone, stopped her, handcuffed her, forced her into the car, and drove her to a remote location where he assaulted and strangled her. The next morning, he walked away as if nothing had happened, buying a cup of coffee. Days later, he returned with gasoline and burned her body inside a fridge, thinking it would destroy all evidence. Her remains were later discovered in a pond just 3 minutes from Cousins' vacation home. When police finally confronted him, he denied any involvement, hiding a monster in plain sight. But then he came up with a story so bizarre, it left everyone in disbelief.
In financial, and I've been lent on by, I don't know who they are. They're a group, a gang, whatever. And they told me, right, I need to go and pick up girls and give them to them. So I said, "Not happening." And it then came through that they're gonna harm my family, take them away, and they'll use them instead.
He insisted that an Eastern European gang had coerced him into kidnapping her, a story so audacious it left everyone stunned.
3 guys got out, opened my door, opened that door, pushed me out against the front of the car.
He claimed the gang was after him because of a dirty little secret.
Tried to take over on one of their call girls.
But everything fell apart the moment the police asked the one question he couldn't answer.
How did they contact you? How is it they've been in contact with you to make these threats?
They just tell me, be here. But I've got no mobile number, and they have got my mobile number. They're obviously outside watching, following.
How is it that they're giving those directions?
Yeah, they'll come outside. So they'll be outside here.
Yeah.
And then they'll say, right, you're going to be in Folkestone at this time, or you're going to be in Ashford at this time. That's it. There's no links, no telephone numbers. I'm completely on my own, but at the same time being...
Cousins' story didn't convince anyone. With a mountain of evidence against him, he was arrested. In court, he refused to meet the eyes of the victim's family, but eyewitnesses said Ard's sister forced him to look at her as she delivered her victim impact statement. The tension was palpable, and finally the judge sentenced him to life in prison. Caught red-handed, there was no escaping the consequences of his horrific crimes. Justin Augustine, imagine a cop showing up blackout drunk and fully armed. The chaos that follows is almost unbelievable.
What? I'm not gonna let you drive. Can you call your wife? Seriously, Augie, can you call your wife?
I ain't driving.
Take the case of Officer Justin Augustine, charged with driving under the influence while on duty in Piqua, Ohio. On October 27, 2018, Augustine was on duty when he got into a serious accident. According to reports, Augustine was driving at about 20 miles per hour when he attempted the unthinkable, opening the car door to urinate while the vehicle was in motion. He swerved uncontrollably into a nearby semi-trailer, shattering the windshield and tearing off the passenger side doors in a scene of pure chaos. Clearly, Augustine wasn't prepared to take the sobriety test.
I've been drunk.
Been drunk when? Today?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't think you are now?
No.
Okay. Well, I can't let you drive.
After calming him down, Augustine's partner left him in a room while processing his DUI charge. When he returned, Augustine was knocked out cold.
Hey, Justin. Can you hear me?
Augustine was fired, found guilty, and sentenced to a $1,000 fine, along with 180 days in jail, though the jail time could be suspended if he completed a weekend educational course. Thankfully, his partner was able to stand up to him and prevent further disaster. Brian Parks. But what happens when a cop crashes into someone's car and then has the audacity to arrest the victim? Take the shocking case of Brian Parks, charged with assault and attempted tampering with records in Cleveland, Ohio. In October 2021, Officer Parks pulled over a speeding vehicle, or so he claimed. In his official report, he said the driver crashed into a police cruiser and resisted arrest. But body cam footage told a very different story. Parks was the one who slammed into the driver, exposing a lie caught on camera. To make matters worse, Parks tased the driver twice, slammed him against the patrol car's roof, and then shut the door on his leg.
Stop resisting!
Once his lies were exposed, Parks was brought to court to face justice. The driver, Mario Garcia, had just one message for him.
I forgive you. I'm telling you I forgive you, but I'm not going to forget that.
However, Parks attempted to defend his actions.
We were in a corner alley. I couldn't see anything.
In tears, Parks pleaded for mercy. Ultimately, Parks received a 6-month prison sentence. Daniel Holtzclaw. But what happens when there's almost no evidence and a life sentence hangs in the balance? Take the case of Daniel Holtzclaw, charged with 13 counts of assault in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. According to reports, Holtzclaw targeted African-American women with criminal records or a history of drug use, believing they would be less likely to report his crimes. Holtzclaw clung to his story, and it seemed he might escape justice until a shocking twist changed everything. Holtzclaw was finally arrested thanks to DNA evidence and victim testimonies. These cases prove one thing: no one is above the law. Some faced justice, some barely escaped, but all left a mark. If these stories shocked you, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications because the truth always comes out, and the next story could be even more unbelievable.